Time is running out. The love story that traveled across centuries is heading into its final battle. The new trailer for Outlander's last season has just dropped, and it's everything fans hoped for and feared. Jamie's eyes are tired. Claire's voice shakes with unspoken worry, and every scene feels like a goodbye we're not ready for. But what does it all mean? Let's break it down. Asterisk, the final season trailer opens with a slow, haunting shot of the Scottish Highlands mist, rolling across the hills like a memory trying not to fade. The voiceover comes in softly. It's Claire, and she says, "Everything we've built is about to be tested." These words don't just set the tone, they warn us. The stakes are higher than ever. Next, we see Jamie Fraser standing tall. In full Revolutionary War gear, he looks older, more serious. His usual confident eyes now carry the weight of too many battles. His hair is longer, streaked with silver. There's a quiet moment where he looks out over a battlefield, not one of swords, but of muskets and cannon smoke. He grips his rifle tightly, and we realize this isn't just war. This is his final stand. Claire appears next. She's in her surgery, hands covered in blood, working to save a young soldier. Her expression is focused, but behind her eyes we see fear. Not for herself, but for Jamie. Her voice breaks slightly as she says to someone off-screen, "If we survive this, it'll be a miracle." That line hits hard. Fans know how much they've already survived. For Claire to say that, things must be worse than ever. The trailer flashes quickly between scenes. There's Roger, holding Brianna's hand tightly as they look toward the horizon. Brianna has tears in her eyes, and she's whispering something. To a small child, possibly their son. Could this be a farewell? Or a new beginning in the 1980s? The trailer keeps it vague, but the emotions are raw and powerful. Another powerful image, young Ian standing alone on a cliff edge, his face lit by firelight, arrows slung over his back. He raises his weapon slowly as if preparing for a fight. No one else is ready to face. Behind him, a burning cabin flickers. Is this revenge or loss? The trailer refuses to tell us. And that silence says everything. Then comes a softer scene, Jamie and Claire lying side by side under the stars. There's no war, no noise, just them. Claire rests her head on Jamie's chest, and he quietly says, "If I had to live this life again, I'd find you every time." It's the kind of line that makes your chest ache. Not because it's romantic, but because it sounds like a final promise. Fans will remember this quote long after the episode ends. Visually, the trailer is darker than past seasons. There's more smoke, more storm clouds, more nighttime shots. The music is slower, 2 more strings, fewer drums. All of this creates a feeling that something final is coming. Not just the end of a season, but the end of an era. One surprising moment is the return of Lord John Grey. He's shown briefly in military uniform, exchanging a tense glance with Jamie. No words are spoken, but the look between them suggests unfinished business. Their friendship has always been layered with respect, regret, and something unspoken. Could their story be coming full circle? Finally, the trailer ends with a rapid-fire montage, guns firing, horses galloping, Claire screaming Jamie's name, and a single, quiet image of an old letter burning in a fireplace. It's unclear what the letter says, but the final voiceover brings chills. No matter what time may take from us, love remains. The screen goes black. One final message appears, Outlander, the final season. And then, in bold white letters, coming soon. It's clear this season won't just close a story. It will test the hearts of every character and every fan watching. Asterisk, the wait is almost over. Outlander's final season now has an official release window, and fans are already bracing themselves for an emotional ride. According to Starz, Season 8 will be split into 2 parts. The first half of the season is set to premiere in early 2026, while the second half, marking the true final episodes, will arrive later the same year. This format mirrors what many shows do when a story is just too big to wrap up all at once. And judging by the trailer, the Fraser saga is ending with a storm. The first part of the season will reportedly consist of 8 episodes, with the remaining 8 releasing months later, making a total of 16 final episodes. It's a bold move, but one that makes sense. Outlander isn't just a love story. It's war, politics, time travel, family, death, and survival. Rushing it would be unforgivable. But what exactly will these final episodes cover? Let's look at what's confirmed, and what's heavily hinted. Season 8 is based on Written in My Own Heart's Blood, the 8th book in Diana Gabaldon's best-selling Outlander series. That means we'll pick up directly from the chaos. Left at the end of Season 7, the Revolutionary War is now in full swing, and Jamie has officially joined the American fight for freedom. But this isn't just about politics. For Jamie Fraser, war has always been personal. From the trailer, we can tell that much of Part 1 will focus on Jamie and Claire being separated, both emotionally and physically. There are scenes where Jamie rides into battle without Claire beside him, and in others, Claire is shown working in makeshift hospitals, treating wounds from the battlefield, far away from her husband. These parallel lives feel symbolic, as if time itself is trying to pull them apart one last time. We also get a hint of Brianna and Roger's ongoing story, which is expected to bridge both timelines past and present. Last we saw them, they were in the 20th century trying to build a life and raise their children. But time travel is never safe in Outlander, and it looks like something or someone is about to pull them back. There's a brief clip in the trailer of Brianna opening a mysterious letter with the Fraser seal, her hands trembling. Could it be a message sent from the past, or a warning? Young Ian's storyline appears to take a darker turn this season. In both the trailer and casting news, it's been revealed that Ian will face tragic choices that may test his loyalty to Jamie. His character has grown from quiet boy to fierce warrior, but this may be the season where he faces his greatest loss, whether that's tied to love, war, or family, we don't yet know. Another intriguing angle involves William Ransom, Jamie's secret son. For fans of the books, you already know this plot thread is emotionally explosive. In the trailer, we briefly see William marching with British troops, his eyes filled with fire and confusion. He doesn't yet know who he truly is. But this season might be the one where secrets finally rise to the surface, and when they do, there will be consequences for everyone. Of course, no final season would be complete without returning faces. We've seen glimpses of Lord John Grey, Marsali, Fergus, and even the ghost of Frank Randall possibly appearing in flashbacks or time echoes. These returns aren't just for nostalgia, they serve to tie up loose ends, give fans emotional closure, and bring the full weight of past seasons into this final war-torn chapter. And what about the supernatural side of Outlander? The stones, the time travel, the echoes across centuries aren't gone yet? There's a chilling moment in the trailer where Claire reaches for a standing stone, her hand stopping just inches from the surface. Her face is full of longing and maybe fear. Is she thinking about going back? Is she thinking about leaving Jamie to save herself? There's also heavy symbolism in the trailer mirrors breaking, clocks ticking backward and scenes that seem to happen out of order. Some fans believe the final season might bend time more than ever before, mixing past, present, and future. As Jamie and Claire fight to stay together. From what we know so far, Season 8 won't hold back. It will deal with death, destiny, and the power of love to rewrite even the harshest parts of history. And with 2 parts giving the writers room to breathe, we're likely to see storylines come full circle, no loose threads, no skipped goodbyes, but just because the structure is clear, that doesn't mean the ending is. Outlander has always surprised us with heartbreak, joy, and impossible choices. And if this trailer has taught us anything, it's that we are far from ready to let go. This isn't just the end of a show. It's the final chapter of a love story that has traveled across centuries, survived countless wars, and faced betrayal, loss, and time itself. In the new trailer, the focus is clear. Jamie and Claire are walking into a storm, and the question isn't just will they survive it, it's will they survive it together? From the very first season, Jamie and Claire have been tested again and again. But this time, the stakes are different. In the past, they were fighting to find each other. Now, it feels like they're fighting to hold on to the world they built. Their farm, their family, their future, it's all under threat. The Revolutionary War isn't just a historical backdrop. It's a battlefield where everything they love could be destroyed in an instant. One of the most striking moments in the trailer shows Jamie alone in the rain, kneeling beside what looks like a fresh grave. He's not crying. He's silent, still. And that silence says more than any words ever could. We don't know whose grave it is, but the pain in Jamie's face tells us it's someone he loved. Could it be a comrade? A family member? Or worse, could it be Claire? Claire's journey in the trailer is just as heavy. We see her walking through a destroyed village, holding a small, blood-stained cloth to her chest. Her eyes are wide, but she isn't crying either. It's like she's run out of tears. Throughout the trailer, Claire's expressions are quieter than we're used to. She's always been strong, even in the face of torture or death. But now, she looks like someone preparing for goodbye, and yet there are still moments of tenderness. The trailer gives us brief flashes of Jamie brushing Claire's hair by candlelight. A quiet dinner where they hold hands and say nothing at all. A slow dance without music in an empty room. These scenes remind us that even when the world falls apart, they always return to each other. That's what's made this love story so powerful. Not the grand gestures, but the quiet ones. The ones that say, "I'm still here." What's especially moving is how the trailer shows them both aging, not just physically, but emotionally. Jamie's once fiery nature is now calm and thoughtful. He isn't a young warrior anymore. He's a husband, a father, a leader who knows the cost of every decision. Claire, too, has changed. Her sharp, quick tongue is still there, but her tone is softer, more measured. She's lived too many lives, and too many times to take anything for granted now. The trailer also teases one last secret between them. There's a scene where Jamie gives Claire a letter, folded and sealed. He doesn't speak. She opens it slowly, and as she reads, her hand begins to shake. We don't hear what it says, but her reaction is clear. It's something life-changing. Could it be Jamie's final wishes? A confession? A plan in case he doesn't make it back? Whatever's written there, it's the kind of moment that could change everything. The larger theme here seems to be legacy. Jamie and Claire have spent their lives fighting to protect their family, their name, and each other. But now they're starting to ask, what will we leave behind? Will our children remember us? Will history? The war is pushing them to think beyond survival. It's pushing them to think about how they want to be remembered. There's also a haunting line from Claire's voiceover near the end of the trailer. She says, "If time pulls us apart, promise me you'll find me again." That line brings the entire series full circle. It echoes back to season 1 when Claire first fell through the stones and met Jamie. Back then, their love began because time played a trick on them. Now, time may be ready to take it all away, but they're still clinging to the one thing that's always carried them through: faith in each other. Dote fans have already started speculating about the ending. Will Jamie die on the battlefield, leaving Claire to return to the present alone? Will they both pass on together after one final battle? Or could the story end in a completely unexpected way, with both of them walking away from time altogether? One popular theory is that Jamie may become the ghost Claire saw in season 1, watching her through a window in 1940s Scotland. If that theory proves true, it means this story has always been a closed loop, that he's always found her even before she knew who he was. What makes all of this so powerful is that we, the viewers, feel like we've grown with them. We've watched them suffer, heal, laugh, and fight. We've seen their world expand, their love deepen, and their hearts break more than once. This final season isn't just a goodbye to a show, it's a goodbye to a relationship that felt real, that taught us about loyalty, sacrifice, and holding on, even when everything is trying to tear you apart. So when the trailer shows Jamie and Claire standing together, facing a storm hand in hand, it's not just a visual, it's a message. No matter what's coming, they'll meet it side by side. And for fans who have followed their journey from the very beginning, that's the ending we've always hoped for. Even if it breaks our hearts, while Jamie and Claire remain the heart of Outlander, the trailer reminds us that this story has always been about more than just two people. It's about a found family, a collection of souls bound by blood, fate, war, and love. And in this final season, it looks like many of those beloved characters are returning for one last ride, and possibly one last heartbreak. First, let's talk about Brianna and Roger. The trailer hints that their storyline might be the emotional bridge between two time periods. In one scene, we see Roger holding their son, Jeremiah, near what looks like a stone circle, his expression caught somewhere between fear and determination. Brianna is seen beside them, her hand resting protectively on their daughter's shoulder. Could they be preparing to travel through time again? If so, the stakes must be massive. They've left the past once before. What could be dangerous enough to pull them back? Another clue comes from a flickering shot where Brianna receives a weathered letter sealed with wax. She gasps while reading it. The trailer doesn't tell us who it's from, but fans suspect it could be from Claire or even Jamie, written across time to deliver a message that history refused to erase. It's a powerful idea that their family legacy doesn't just span continents, but centuries. We also get a powerful, unexpected glimpse of young Ian, once a curious boy, now a warrior shaped by pain and purpose. Ian seems poised for a season of reckoning. He's seen walking through a burnt-out village, bow in hand, eyes full of fury. In another moment, he's kneeling beside a woman's grave, placing a carved stone on top of it. That woman may be Emily, the Mohawk he once loved and lost. Or it could be someone new, someone we haven't met. Either way, it feels like Ian is being pulled toward revenge. Or redemption. And yes, Lord John Grey is back. Only briefly shown in the trailer, but his presence feels heavy. We see him in a British military uniform, standing beside William Ransom, Jamie's illegitimate son, watching as American rebels march toward them. Lord John has always walked a delicate line, a British officer who loves Jamie, a man caught between duty and loyalty. In this season, those threads may finally snap. What happens when his son William and his former lover Jamie end up on opposite sides of a battlefield? There's a storm brewing there, and it's deeply personal. William Ransom himself is another mystery. In the books, his journey is painful and complex, especially once the truth about his parentage begins to surface. In the trailer, he's shown charging on horseback, sword drawn, face full of rage. But he's also seen staring at an old portrait, possibly, of Jamie, his hands shaking. Could this be the season where William finally learns the truth? And if so, what will it cost him? Other beloved characters make brief, powerful appearances. Marsali and Fergus are seen protecting their children, faces hardened by survival. Lizzie and her twin husbands share a quiet moment in what looks like a funeral scene. And there's even a flash of Frank Randall in a mirror, his ghostly presence. A reminder of the past Claire left behind and how that past may still haunt her. Then there's the mystery woman. Several fans have noticed a new face in the trailer, an older woman in 18th century clothing, sitting in what appears to be Claire's old study, holding a locket with Claire's photo inside. Who is she? A time traveler? A descendant? A warning from the future? Her presence hasn't been explained, but it might be a major twist in the show's final arc. The trailer ends on a sequence that's silent, but terrifying. Jamie and Claire stand back to back in the middle of a battlefield, surrounded by smoke. Neither speaks. Jamie lifts his weapon. Claire clutches a torn piece of tartan. And then a cannon explodes. The screen cuts to black, and just before the logo appears, a final voiceover from Jamie. No force, not even time, will keep me from you. The message is clear. This isn't just a final season. This is a farewell crafted to break hearts and etch memories. Now, let's talk about fan reactions, because they've been intense on Twitter. One user wrote, "I'm not ready to say goodbye. Jamie and Claire feel like family. This trailer ruined me." Another commented, "If Jamie dies in Claire's arms, I'm never watching television again." And on Reddit, a top theory is gaining traction that the final episode may circle all the way back to the very first scene of the entire show, Claire walking through the ruins of a Scottish battlefield, not knowing Jamie is watching her ghost-like from afar. If this proves true, then Jamie has always been the ghost in her story. It would mean time doesn't just repeat, it waits. This level of connection between storytelling and audience isn't common. Outlander fans don't just watch episodes, they live inside them. They've held their breath through time jumps, cried through births and deaths, and whispered, Jesus H. Roosevelt Christ, more times than they can count. This final season seems determined to honor that. Every character is being pulled back for a reason. Every storyline is circling home. Whether it ends in heartbreak, triumph, or something beautifully in between, we'll remember it not just for the story, but for how it made us feel. And as the final image fades out with only the sound of wind and a distant heartbeat, we know what's coming, the end of an era, but maybe, just maybe, not the end of the story.